Our content is intended to be used and must be used for informational purposes only. It is very important to do your own research analysis before making any investment based on your personal circumstances. You should take independent financial advice from a professional in connection with or independently research and verify any information that you find on our website or podcast and wish to rely upon, whether for the purpose of making an investment decision or otherwise. What's up, my future one percenters? This is Marathon Money, brought to you by Wincrease.com. I'm Cam Jones, Prince of the Stock Market, and I'm here with Kenny Coins, man. Hold up, my little board ain't working today. I'm gonna just make the sound myself. Bling, 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 bling. Kenny, Kenny Coins.
What it do, baby?
What it do, baby?
Yes. Man, the stock market is climbing back up, so we're not going into no recession.
Man, they gonna holler about the recession again. They waiting for the next 300-point drop, and then they're gonna be talking about recession again.
We're pretty close to 27,000. S&P 500 3,000. NDX, man, that thing was moving,
flying.
It's been flying.
George Jetson flying.
Man, oh man, I wanted to talk to you about something, Cam. Small caps.
The Russell.
What do you think, bro?
Man,
I feel like the small caps are like the S&P of 5-6 years ago.
I'll be honest with you, man. I really don't follow the Russell or the small caps. That's usually Extra that really does that.
Yeah, but what do you think is like? Do you think it has the potential of being the S&P 500?
Man, I honestly
because the S&P 500 was at the same spot 5-6 years ago.
Let me take a look. You talking about the Russell, right?
Yeah. Because if you look at S&P 5, like even 3-4 years ago, the S&P was at the same spot.
I mean, okay, if we just use basic common sense, right?
Yeah.
Of course, it's gonna go up because over time, all of the stocks go up, right? So yeah, it'll go up. Do I think that it will like explode or anything like that? No, I'm not. I think it's gonna stay in its lane. I think it's gonna stay in its lane.
You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying is that you think we should start. I'm gonna start putting a little money in that index fund. You know what I mean? It ain't hurt to drop like maybe once in a while, put $50, $25. You know what I mean? It's gonna go up anyways, and that section of that market is starting to smooth itself out.
What is the Russell though? I mean, it's just like small cap companies in there.
Yeah, man, small businesses, man, they're starting to like kind of explode in America now.
Here's my problem with small businesses, and I'm glad we're talking about this. Because I feel like companies nowadays, they're a lot smarter. Like the super big companies, like the Facebooks, Amazons, Apples, Googles.
Yeah,
they're smart. They're not really smart, but they ain't letting opportunities pass, man. If you think about like I'm gonna go off in left field here, man. So if you think about like rap back in the day, when the East Coast used to have it, then the West Coast used to have it, and now the South has it, but the South ain't giving it up. You know what I'm saying? The South just keep making hits after hits, bangers after bangers. Yep. They ain't giving it up, you know? And that's how I feel like now the big companies are a little bit. Like when they see someone that has an innovative product, the big companies like Apple, Google, and them, Amazon, they have the teams, the research teams that can look at something and be like, yo, this is the future. They'll go make an offer to that company, then that company doesn't exist no more. You know, Apple has that technology now, or whoever. So that's what I feel about small businesses.
You know what it was? You know what you know why you make such a great point? Because if you think about Blockbuster and you think about the old technology,
that's what I'm thinking about. That's what I'm thinking about.
And then they had all the opportunities to buy the Apple, the Netflix, the Hulus, all the companies that we see now, they had all those opportunities.
Yeah.
And those guys were sitting, those same founders, same CEOs were sitting at the table, and they wouldn't, and they was trying to get bought up, but they couldn't. So now they're like, all right, now we won't make those mistakes.
Yeah, we ain't gonna make that mistake. That's exactly what's happening.
That's exactly what happened. So like, you know what I mean? Instead of being bitter, they probably just went like, look, man, this is about making money. Either I can be bitter about it and not go the same route, or I can just start buying up companies to stay alive.
Think about, I mean, that is absolutely true. But if you think about even Snapchat, you know what I'm saying? And when Facebook, they saw that the story stuff that Snapchat was doing, yo, that was a hit.
Yeah.
So instead of developing it themselves, they made an offer to Snapchat. Snapchat said no. What Facebook do? They go and develop it themselves. You know?
Oh yeah.
That's kind of like what's happening. That's how I feel about small businesses. If you're a small business and you are thriving and you have not been bought out, it's probably because
you don't have anything innovative.
Right.
Trust me.
It could be easily duplicated. Or if we go on talking about super small business, you know, you local. You know, I just don't feel like I feel like small businesses, like we just said, these companies like the Netflixes and Netflixes, Amazon, stuff like that were trying to get bought up and now took over. They, like you said, they ain't gonna make that same mistake, so they're buying up stuff. So that's how I feel about small businesses, and that translates to the Russell, because the Russell has to do with small business.
Yeah, and if you're a local business, here's the truth I gotta say about local business. If you want to get to the level where you're doing like 50 to 100 employees, 200 employees, to tell you the truth, you want to get to that level, is you almost has to be constantly being innovative. You always got to be more to get to the next level. That's simple as that. I don't care if you're a restaurant, clothing store, small technology. It's all about being innovative, and to get bought up is really how innovative you are and the team that you have. You got a solid team, you're gonna get bought up. A lot of companies nowadays, they're really just buying the company for the people.
I feel like I disagree with you a little bit. I feel like they buy the company for the technology. I mean, the people come with.
No, the technology's there, but think about the people that created the technology.
Right, yeah.
You know what I mean? The technology, everybody loves the technology, but let's face it, man, you can buy the technology, but if you don't know how to really truly operate it or how it was really truly created, I don't care if you have the blueprint or the designs and the inner workings of everything, but you still won't know truly how to get it to that next level. So they're going to buy the technology and the people there too. That's the goal.
I agree
so
with you right there.
Keeping the thing running. But I don't know. I think just because companies like Facebook, Netflix, Disney, they're so busy buying small companies and stuff like that, I feel like that pushes the small business level, like the small cap Russell, to really just, force them to get better.
I feel like it forces them to be stagnant. It forces them to be.
You think so? Because it has been going up, man.
Man, what I'm seeing right now, and I'm not looking at a chart that's like way out. I'm just looking at a year. The thing is just sideways right now. Now
from
let me
that 52 week range, it went 1,200 to 1,600.
I mean, I don't count that 1266, man. That was back when everything was just stupid low. At that late December area, I don't count that. I'm counting it from that March area.
Yeah, but it was the same way with the S&P 500 when it was at 1,500. It was the same way.
Yeah, I understand. And if people got in right there on the Russell at that 1266 level late December, obviously you don't care what I'm talking about. You don't care that I'm not looking at that, because money is still money. You still made it. But I feel like, if you're looking at the last 9 months, it's sideways. Now let me go out here to the 10-year. I mean, it's up. It's going up. I feel what you're saying right there.
No, man, the truth is, I wanted to get your opinion because somebody did ask me. I just want to get your opinion on it. Is that something we should start looking at? Because let's face it, here's where I say a lot of people are starting small businesses nowadays,
But they
either
starting them to
online.
get bought though. That's the main
Yeah,
goal. Everybody's starting businesses for the exit strategy immediately.
yeah, facts. I can't even argue with that. Facts. And the truth is, I know we can't blame them.
No, you can't blame them. That's you want to get paid.
Yeah, you can't blame them. You know what I mean? Let's for example, you do all that work, and then yeah, you making about 2-3 million a year. But then let's say, man, company comes by and say, hey, man, I'll give you 175 million. Oh yeah, you got that.
Right.
Peace.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I'm just saying it's still going up. Local small businesses are still doing great. They're still running steady. They still provide the most jobs in the economy. I'm just
No,
I'm just saying
I
maybe we
think
should
that is
take a
something.
peek.
Yeah, I think it's something that we should look at. Looking at this at the 10-year chart that I'm looking at right now. Obviously, it's in an uptrend. Like I think everything is.
Not everybody gonna get bought out.
Right. I mean, somebody's gonna slip through and make it.
Yeah,
And be that next
some
Amazon and stuff like that.
somebody gonna slip through.
It's just
Look
like
at
me. I look at it, and I'm not saying this isn't a good investment. I'm just looking at it from. Excuse me. I'm looking at it from what's the pros, what's the cons. You know what I mean? I feel like, dang, I got the hiccups. I feel like the cons outweigh the pros.
right now.
Right now, that's what I mean. That's what I'm looking at.
Right now.
That's all I can speak on because, like I said, man, I really don't pay attention to this. So I'm just looking at it right now. That's what I'm saying.
Let's move on, man, because we're not gonna agree on this. We're not gonna agree on that. I'm just saying, take a look. I think we might have something here, but honestly, with these type of index, you really don't know until a year or 2 years down the road.
No, and it's not that I disagree with you. I'm just looking at it from both directions. And like I said, man, this is the first time, like I've checked out the Russell because Extra talks about it a lot. But this is the first time I've had this up for this long.
Yeah, but yeah, man,
on my screen.
That's what Extra been talking about the Russell since
like
back when that thing was like
14.
like 900, 800. So, man, I'm hoping this man was putting money down on the index, or I would have been, because from $900 to $1,600, that's a big huge.
We got to talk about my boys, Tesla, man, because I feel like that's another one, though, if we want to kind of keep on the same small business thing. I think Tesla's another one, man, that I don't think they were really trying to sell themselves. But if a company, I don't understand how companies weren't like smart enough to buy them up back in that 2013 area when they were, around $100 a share or $75 a share.
I remember that whole debate where we were clowning Cam. That thing was at 100. I know we were clowning you. That thing was at 175. Me and Axel said, like, bro, nah.
Man, I saw that. Right when I saw that an electric car could go, a reasonable amount of miles for a reasonable amount of money, even though at the time, the Teslas, they were starting out at like $70K. That wasn't really that reasonable, but it was reasonable if you think about all the things that you don't have to do with a normal car. So if I buy let's say I bought a brand new Mazda, like a Mazda 6 or something like that. It was $25,000, right? You think of like, okay, I'm only spending $25,000 versus, $70 for a Tesla. But over like 5 years of owning that Mazda, between gas and maintenance, you've spent well over $75,000.
Of course,
spent well over it. That's what people don't really think about, and that's what I was seeing with Tesla. And I don't and then when they made the cars look normal, not look like some 1960s space movie car, I knew it was gonna be a hit. And I don't understand why people weren't offering to come up and buy Tesla.
I'm gonna tell you this right now. Tesla's going to 500.
oh, Tesla here to stay. And if Tesla's
Yeah.
here to stay, then that sky's the limit. You know, they gonna keep going up.
I'm gonna put it out there, man. By middle of next year, Tesla gonna be at 500.
I mean, they popped. They popped after earnings, and then they popped again the next day. I'm like, yo, that's crazy.
Still got my little 2 shares.
I had a couple shares before earnings, and then I sold them at like 304.
Yeah, because it was tanking, bro.
But I mean, that's another one. You know, if we talking about the Russell, I think that they were small. You know, when I first started Tesla in 2011 or 12, they were only like $29 a share.
Yo, in 2011, you go back to 2011, you're talking about small, man. These guys are like missed opportunity. Was like, yeah, you're right, like $29, $30
because somebody told me. I remember what happened. I was complaining about pumping gas. I hate pumping gas. I was complaining about pumping gas in the wintertime. And this dude was like, man, you know what you need? You need a Tesla. And I was like, what's a Tesla? He's like, electric car, it go like 200 some miles. That's what you need to buy. And so I looked it up. I'm like, yo, I'm about to buy this stock. And because that's what if somebody tells me about a product and I'm like, yo, this is innovative. I really don't look to buy it physically. I want to buy the stock. I want to buy the company. But then when I looked into it, they were only selling like 100 cars a year at that point. And I was like, yo, I'm not buying this, They're only selling about 100 cars a year. And then, within
when was this, back in 2012?
That's when it was $29 a share. It was either 2012 or 2011. But I know when I looked at it was $29 a share. And, about a year later, it popped up to over 100. And then, now is now. But what can I do? They're only selling 100 cars, You
got to remember, man, Netflix was on DVDs.
I understand, but, I'm thinking like, man, I might be throwing my money away. I would have
threw at least $100 in there.
Yeah, I should have done that. I should have at least bought like 2 shares or something.
I would throw at least $100, man, because at least you would have been monitoring it. You threw that $100, you saw it go up to 50, then you were like, all right, let me double down.
Yeah, let me get some more. Or if I didn't get any more, at least
it is
what
it is.
Yeah. Or if it went down, it's like, man, I don't care. It's $100.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. But you would have doubled down, man.
Missed opportunity.
I didn't see Tesla until when it went back down to 125. And then I realized slowly Cam was right, and I jumped on at like 177. And I was like, yo, if Tesla, because that's when that SpaceX was going on, and he had all these projects and start talking about this and this. I was like, yo, if this man really is the real deal, he might be really heading, this company might be really heading clear to 1,000. And I still, to this day, I still think they're gonna go to 1,000. I just think when you're crazy like Elon, people doubt you. Just like Kanye West, people doubt you. Two years ago, Kanye West was like what, $75 million in debt. Now he's worth $3 billion. His company's worth $3 billion. You know what I mean? I just think
I need to be crazy. I'm trying to be crazy.
Yo, but I don't think they crazy. I think people can't see the vision.
Yeah, they can't see what they see.
You know what I mean?
And if people, the strange thing about people is, and you can apply this to stocks too. Like, you came to me with the Russell. If you come to me with something, if I don't understand it, then I think it's stupid. I feel like if people don't understand something, that means that they've never seen it, so they have nothing to compare it to. So all of a sudden, they think it's stupid. If I come to you like, man, I'm gonna start up a clothing company, you might be like, okay, what's it gonna look like? Who you gonna market it to? Things like that. If I come up to you and I say
crazy,
if I go to you and say, man, I'm about to start a I'm about to get this booger picking machine, man. I'm about to start that. You're like, man, what? You know, why would you have a
First of all, don't touch me. Second of all, you nasty. Yo, but no, man, that's a good point, man. It's just like you crazy until you make that first million. Then you ain't crazy no more.
You crazy until it's successful. Then you ain't crazy no more.
Well, yeah, it's really it. You ain't crazy no more. And that's the thing with everything. You definitely can apply the stock, because when you're looking at a stock, you have to have that vision.
I remember,
you got to be able to read all the information and look at the chart and look at what the company's doing and the people in it. And you got to have the vision and say, like, man, could this be the company that could take it, to the next level? It's the same thing when a company buys another company. You got to have that vision.
Yeah.
You ain't got no vision, then you ain't gonna see nothing. And the same thing with your portfolio.
That's that's like, man, if you go back, and I don't advise you to, but if you went back and you looked at like my old stock twits, messages to people when I was first buying Teladoc at like 10 and 12, I was getting into so many arguments on stock twits of people, telling me, that company is terrible, they going bankrupt, nobody's gonna go to the doctor on the phone, stuff like that. But I could see it, I can't see it for me, but I could see it for like my kids, your kids.
Yeah,
those type of people, and that's the kind of vision that you got to have. And then now Teladoc is where it's at from $10-12. But people thought I was crazy for putting a ton of money in that. They did. It was just going to the doctor on FaceTime, basically.
Yeah, I remember when I caught it at 25. I remember when this thing started to explode to $70. Everybody started messages. Oh man, when did you grab it? When did you grab it? I was like, honestly, man, this guy been talking about Teladoc almost after like our 20th podcast, man. If you haven't been listening, because me and Cam thought, me and Extra thought he was crazy a little bit, bro. This man was dumping money into that thing. But man, look where it's at now. You know what I mean? It's a prime example. It's the same thing with stocks. Now, we're not talking about all stocks. Like, we're not saying like Disney. We're not talking about those kind of stocks. We're not talking about buying like a bank stock or something.
Like been established forever.
Yeah, we're talking about if you really want to make money, you got to take the risk and you got to have the vision.
Yep.
That's really it. And that's true, man. You got to take the speculative risk to say like, all right, you see a company at like like Tesla at $19. And
yeah, but it's easy. Hold on, man, because it's easy for you to say in hindsight, "Hey, man, you see a company like Tesla,
Yeah, hindsight, but you right. You 100% right.
Because I'm just thinking about myself, man. I'm thinking about myself. I had a real opportunity to get in at 29, and I'm looking at the numbers. I'm like, hey, this don't add up. Like
yeah, but sometimes you can't just look at the numbers either.
I understand.
No, because I get we can't look. If you looked at the numbers of Apple back in 1981, bro, you'll be sadly mistaken. You know what I mean?
They almost went out of business.
If you look at the number back in 2001 at Apple's, you'll be sadly mistaken.
Yeah,
you couldn't look at the numbers, man. You had to be looking at what the company was doing and who was running it.
Right, I'm just saying it's easy for us to sit here and be like, hey,
yeah, hindsight, you're right.
Because I like I said, man, I saw it after I did my research. I'm like, hey, let me hold off on this. You know what I'm saying? Let me hold off on buying it. Company selling 100 cars, they going up against the auto industry. We want to be strictly honest with ourselves, the deck was stacked against Tesla. It really was.
And the deck is always stacked in any company that's trying to make an innovative change.
I agree with you. And
deck is always stacked in. You 100% right though. On the hindsight thing. On hindsight, man, I probably would have done the same thing you did. I would have never.
I'm just a little defensive and emotional on this subject because I had the chance.
Man, you know how many chances that how many people that think about the people that had the chance when Sam Walton knocked on their door during the Depression and be asking for $200 to help him build Walmart.
Oh my! I wonder how much that would have got somebody right back then.
Yo,
$200 investment right now in Walmart, back when Walmart first started, you would have probably had like 1,000 shares or something like that.
More than that.
Yeah,
way more than that.
Right.
You had way, because $200 back then, that was some people's everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was some people's everything.
You could buy a brand new car $200, like, probably buy about 2 of them back then for $200.
Easily. And I know for a fact in 1956, you literally can buy a convertible for $800.
Yeah.
So like, think about the Great Depression after. You know what I'm saying? So $200, that was.
You was balling. You walked out with $200. That's like.
Yeah, you were balling. But imagine if having that money, and you knew you had that money in your pocket, and that man come and knock on your door, just blah blah blah. Hey man, I'm trying to start a grocery store. You think you would like to invest in it?
$200. I'm only making 25 cents an hour at my job.
Yo, oh man, because I had the equivalent to at least 50, 60, 70,000 shares.
Yeah, we have to put that into today's terms.
It has to be over 100,000
That's
shares.
like a stranger knocking on your door right now, like, yo, man, I'm trying to start XYZ company, man. Will you give me, 40,000? Yeah, give me 20,000 right now? Like, no. No, I'm not giving you 20,000.
You said that too simple, man. You said that too. No.
I'm good.
Yo, cause that's different. I feel like now if somebody came and asked for that money, it would be like, yo, you can't really, like, if you don't have it, you don't have it. Like, and if that company were to make billions of dollars, you like, it's not like you missed out. You just didn't have it at the time.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's why I try to tell people when they try to bring, like, just when people try to bring the whole Walmart situation up. I mean, you gotta think about it, man. That man was asking for like $100, even if it was $100. And yeah, the shares were different. They're private shares, so there'll been a whole lot more money on the public market. But it's just, man, I think about that situation, man. Just like, if I got that door knocked and I had the money and I said no, I'll be missing out on billions.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've all missed. If you in this game, if you in the stock game, the investing game, you've missed moves. I've missed so many moves. I mean, obviously we talked about Tesla. I've missed the Netflix move. I think you had got in when they had dropped, when they had first raised the price. They dropped all the way down to like $60.
Yeah.
I remember, me and Extra, we were talking like, man, we should probably buy this. That was $60 pre-split.
Yeah.
That was before the stock split. So that $60 right now, I think they split 9 ways or 8 ways.
Yeah.
So that's the equivalent of being like, $9 right now.
Yeah.
Or $9 back then. But I didn't pull the trigger. So, man, we can have a whole week-long show about the moves that we made.
It's not just all about stocks, man. It's missing opportunities of having a good chance where you could have bought a house that was worth like $100,000 and now it's worth like $400,000.
Yeah, man, I missed the not that much, but I missed kind of an opportunity like that, man.
Oh yeah, I think it was that baseball team.
I ain't even talking about that. I don't even.
Yo, hey, man. One thing I have to give Cam credit on is the fact that if he would have pulled the trigger on that, the way the baseball team is going now, it would have been the best investment of his life.
And man, it wasn't. Don't be thinking like I was about to buy the Washington Nationals.
No. But it was a
little minor league team.
It was a really small minor league team that was going down the drain, and Cam could have easily turned it around. But it was not like something like $1 million or something. It was really cheap.
Really cheap. But now they were. When you looked it up, it was worth like $15 million, $20 million.
Yeah, $15 million. And the guy bought it for like.
I think he bought it for $700K.
Yeah, probably even cheaper.
And that was only like 2013.
Yeah, and that guy was, and the person that owned it was forced to sell it. So to tell you the truth, he probably got it even cheaper. You know what I mean?
Missed opportunities, man.
Yeah,
Missed
it just
opportunities.
people don't realize, man. People look at the price and say, like, man, if you can just find 2 or 3 other people to come and join it with you, you could easily turn something around.
Right, right.
Um,
But man, we
I know,
also got to think too. I mean, going back to the hindsight thing, man. Most of this stuff is easier said than done, man.
done. Yeah,
It's
that's the
easier
thing,
said than
man.
done.
Easier said than done. And but the problem is, I think the big issue is, yeah, we can say it's easier said than done. Hindsight is 2020. We can say all that, but no, there gotta be a point we gotta take the risk and jump.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just like that. Like lady I knew, she had an opportunity to buy a 4-bedroom house for 100 grand, and then 5, 7 years later, that house is worth like 400,000.
Man, one thing, man, I was thinking about. I was talking to one of my other friends about, man, and I don't want to make. I ain't trying to make this racial, but I'm gonna throw race into it real quick. I feel like white people, they go all in, they go all in. They put everything in it.
Even
They
if
go
they
big or
lose
they
it,
go home. Like
you know, yeah,
when Bitcoin was first popping, not before it even blew up. They like, man, I'm throwing in everything. I'm throwing in everything on it. You know, either I'm
house,
about to,
boat,
either
cars,
I'm about to
kids,
make it,
wife,
or I'm about to,
or I don't. Yeah,
it's about to go down the drain. And then when they make it, it's like, yo, that was the best decision ever. But then when they don't, obviously,
it's a learning
it's a
experience.
learning experience. But I feel like, us as black people, we always like, man, want to hold on to stuff, hold on to whatever we got and just stay where we at. But I feel like the white people, they take more
Because the
risk.
truth is, you end up losing it at the end of the day. To be honest, you know what I mean? It's just like a trap. You hold on to the banana, but your hand in there, but eventually your hand get cut off because you hold on too long. You know, and get it. Now you don't got the banana anymore. So like, I think our thing is really just at one point we got to take the risk.
Gotta take, yeah. I mean, I feel you. It go back to what you said a couple minutes ago. You gotta jump.
You got to jump at
Gotta
one
jump.
point. You know what I mean? It's with stocks, and marathon money ain't just about stocks, man. It's
Even though
about
we talk about stocks a lot, but
live, yeah. But it's because stocks are the easiest thing to get in to make people feel comfortable about investing.
right, it's
You know what I
liquid.
mean?
You can
Yeah,
easily sell in and out. You buy real estate, so it may take you a couple months to sell it. You know what I mean?
yeah.
But
But there's so many missed opportunities, man. Like Tesla, Netflix. You know what I mean? If you look back, man, when Netflix was like what $15, $20, there's so many opportunities that was missed. Tesla, that's a big one. Um,
I mean,
back when the oil market happened, Chase was like at freaking $40. Apple Bank of America was at,
man,
17.
I
You remember that?
remember, man. Yeah, I remember Bank of America at like $10 back when like 2010. I think it was 2010, 2011.
Yeah.
Thing was like $9 or $10, man.
It's like 30. It's like $31 right now.
Yeah, back when everybody hated the banks back then. Everybody
Yeah.
hated them.
Chase is killing it, man. J.P. Morgan killing it. Though they're really like they're just monsters out here because back in I think back in 2014, 2015, they were just like I know they were low because it was like so back in like 2015, 2014, 2015, they were at like 49, $45. Now they're 126.
Man,
and they just keep going up.
I know we running long, but this is just interesting, this topic, man, because I'm looking back at Bank of America and back in that 2008, 2009, whatever happened back then, stock market crash, I guess you could call it. Their lowest point was 2009, let's say February 20th, 2009, $2.53. Now, back then, man, everybody thought like banks were going away. Man, banks ain't never going away. Like, if something like this ever happens again, now that I'm old enough and I have a little bit of
Yo,
money and I can invest. Yo, I'm getting something easy like a bank. Like banks ain't going nowhere, dog.
look what they're
Nowhere.
doing, man. They jump right when they realized the cryptocurrency. Everybody jumped on that and start making their own.
Yep.
You know what I mean? They ain't going away. They really have too much money, man. They have trillions of dollars. They ain't going away. And then they'll just create a new form of something to keep them alive. As simple as that. And with the whole free trading, with all this coming now. Now, I don't know if you heard of Citibank. You heard of Citibank?
Yeah. I know Citibank.
Yeah, so they got a trading platform now too.
Everybody got a trading platform. I mean,
And
it's
it's for
too
free.
easy to trade. You might as well.
To get the trading platform, all you have to do is open a bank account with Citibank.
There you go.
That's it. And it's like I said, man, it's very easy for banks to just keep alive and stay alive. So, like I said, I agree with Ken. If this happens again, I'm gonna be ready. You don't understand. I'm gonna be ready.
uh, so man, we gotta wrap it up, man. Make sure you follow me on whatever Instagram, Twitter, StockTwits at Camboni11, CAMBONI11. Um, and follow us on Spotify. Check us out on the Spotify app. We got the Marathon Money podcast on there. Follow us on there. You know what? We need some followers on YouTube, man, because we post our stuff on YouTube, but man, we don't get no love on YouTube.
Man, it's because they probably want us. I know a couple of you had mentioned it. It's like,
They
oh, get
want
on YouTube and
they
do
want
a
us to have
whole little.
video on there,
Yeah,
man,
yeah,
but
I
we only
get
got
it.
the
I get
audio,
it.
But hit us up on YouTube, man. Subscribe or do something. I don't know. And you can support the podcast, support Marathon Money if you cash app Marathon Money. That's the cash tag. Where can they find you, Kenny?
Kendrick Collins, double N's on Twitter. So many people that hit me up on Facebook, Instagram. Get on the podcast on Spotify, Apple, even on YouTube. Retweet it when we share it on Twitter. But hey, man, get your friends listening in, man. We sharing some sound advice. We trying to put everybody on, and I don't forget, man, this is a marathon. We ain't gonna get no quick come up, and if you do, it ain't gonna last long.
Make sure you sell it. Make sure you yeah.
Yeah,
you get
make
like
sure
a
you
20% pop at one day. Make sure you sell that thing. And also, join our Facebook chat. Hit us up to get in our private Facebook chat. It's a lot of cool dudes in there throwing around a lot of good investment ideas, man. So, I think that's it, man. Next week. Peace.